Hello everyone, and welcome to MSCI 343 Lesson 3. Today we're going to talk about interaction design, defining it, and understanding the goals that you might follow. Now, in the bottom of the slides, you can see that there are references to the textbook if you're following along there, so if you want to read more about each of these topics, you can take a look. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to describe interaction design and distinguish utility, usability, and user experience goals. So let's start by talking about interaction design. What's the difference between these different terms? Human-computer interaction, interaction design, user experience, graphic design, user interfaces? Well, they're all related. Let's start by defining interaction design. You can define this as designing interactive products that support the way that people communicate and interact in their everyday and working lives. You also might define this as the design of spaces for human communication and interaction. But the way that we might think about it in this course and how it relates to human-computer interaction is again about these core activities that you follow when you practice interaction design. The core activities in interaction design are identifying user needs and establishing requirements, developing alternative design solutions, building interactive prototypes to be assessed, and evaluating prototypes throughout the process. This might look something like this. Does this look familiar? Of course it does. You see it every day on Learn when you log on in. And some of the key principles that you follow during interaction design are these three. Involving people who will use the system throughout the project development, identifying usability and user experience goals early in the project, and iterating through the core activities throughout project development. We're going to talk about this next time, involving people who use the system throughout the project development. That will cover most of next week. And we already went through iterating the core activities throughout project development in the last class, where you did design in a day. So today, we're going to talk about identifying usability and user experience goals early in the project. So what kind of goals are there? One major distinction between different goals is usability versus user experience. And if you want to look at cute robot puppies, this is one way of looking at the difference between the two. Usability can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, and it does it in a way that is easy or efficient to use. But user experience adds that extra experiential element that can be very important to people. If you don't believe me, let's take a look at what Jacob Nielsen has to say from the Norman Nielsen group. You can follow the link for the full video.
In user experience design, one of our main goals is high usefulness of the system, because we want people to use it. If it's a website, we want them to come back again and again, be loyal users, keep using it. If it's something for sale, we first of all want people to buy it, but then to keep using it after they've bought it so they'll recommend it to others. But usefulness requires us to optimize two quality parameters in the design. Usefulness equals utility plus usability, so we need both of those two. Utility is the question of what does the system do. So does it have the features? Does it solve a real user need? Does it do something people want to do? And that's essential, because you can have the most wonderful, beautiful user interface design. If it's an interface to the wrong features, why would people use it if it doesn't do what they want? So the features have to be right. Utility has to be high. But at the same time, usability also has to be high. Because usability is a question of, can people learn the interface? Can they understand it? Can they operate it efficiently? And unless usability is high, then the features might as well not exist. Because if you can't understand, if you can't learn how to use a feature, well, it's for all practical purposes, it's not actually there, because you're not going to be able to use it. So we need usability for those great features to actually shine and come through. So to have high usefulness, we need both of those two. We need both high utility, great features, and high usability, easy to learn, easy to use.
We can define usability as the characteristic of being easy to use, usually applied to software, but also relevant to any human artifact. And it's a term that is used to denote the ease with which people can employ a particular tool or other human-made object in order to achieve a particular goal. But this is only part of the equation. We've already talked about usability, and that combines with utility. Sometimes people lump that together. Sometimes they separate them apart to create usefulness, as Jacob Nielsen did. But you also want to consider experiential factors. So let's hear from Don Norman, also from the NN Group, to see what he has to say about experience.
Once upon a time, a very long time ago, I was at Apple. And you know, we said the experience of using these computers is weak. The experience, when you first discover it, when you see it in the store, when you buy it, when you, can't fit it into the car. It's in this great big box. It doesn't fit into the car. And when you finally do get it home, opening the box up and, it looks scary. I don't know if I dare put this computer together. All of that is user experience. It's everything that touches upon your experience with the product, and it may not even be near the product. It may be when you're telling somebody else about it. That's what we meant when we devised the term user experience and set up what we called the User Experience Architect's Office at Apple to try to enhance things. Now, Apple was already pretty good, so we were starting with a good product, making it even better. Today, that term has been horribly misused. It's used by people to say, I'm a user experience designer. I design websites or I design apps. And they have no clues to what they're doing. And they think the experience is that simple device, the website or the app or who knows what. No, it's everything. It's the way you experience the world. It's the way you experience your life. It's the way you experience the service. Or, an app or a computer system. But it's a system, it's everything. Got it?
So user experience, we might define as the way that people feel about it and their pleasure and satisfaction when using a product. Looking at it, holding it, opening it, closing it. Every product that is used by someone has a user experience. Newspapers, ketchup bottles, reclining armchairs, cardigan sweaters, just about anything. In this class, we'll be thinking more about interactive software and interactive technology, but it could be almost anything. And to give you a sense of what I think about, let's take a look at this unboxing video.
Welcome to the unboxing. Hey, what's up guys? MKBHD here, and this is the one we've been waiting for. This is the one I told you to skip iPhone 8 for. This is the one that represents the future of Apple smartphones. This is iPhone 10. And while it doesn't say X anywhere on the front of the box, people are pretty much always going to call this one the X. I've just accepted that.
Isn't that sound satisfying? It's up there with like the switch click, right? That was designed, and it's all part of this experience that starts right when you open the package. Yes, this is a little bit cheesy, but apparently you get a lot of views if you do these unboxing videos, so I might consider that in future lectures. So quick question, can you actually design a user experience? I'll give you 5 seconds to think. No. It's a second order system. You can only design for a user experience. So what you do is you design the product, you design the packaging, you design everything around the environment or the artifact that you're working with, and you hope that it improves the experience. The same way that you can't design for a game or a game experience, but you can change the rules in the game. You can change the rules in soccer or in a video game to change the meta, to change how actually people are actually playing it. And so you have to be able to work directly with the artifact, and hopefully, if you're good at it, it changes the experience. Now it's your turn. Follow the instructions on Learn to pick an app or product and list as many possible goals as you can. These could be good or bad, and the product or artifact may or may not achieve these goals. Then label each goal as usability or user experience. If you'd like, you can also add utility into the mix. My goal is for you to be able to think critically about these goals and be able to work with them to describe the different goals that a system might have. Go ahead, I'll wait.